So Venezuelan gang members moving into Chicago have caught the attention of the city's local counterparts, bringing tensions to an all-time high. Our next guest is a former gang member who now runs a violence prevention program and warns that the city may go up in flames, fearing an all-out turf war. Tyrone Muhammad is the founder and CEO of Ex-Cons for Community and Social Change, and he's been kind enough to join us. Now, Tyrone, thanks so much for joining the program. So let's first, before we get into the criminal element, talk about the money that's being spent, because I know you talk about the community and building those black communities and Hispanic communities in Chicago that were affected before this crisis. They're spending $464 million on this crisis. Can y'all be using that money somewhere else?
You know, I don't know any household, Lawrence, where you yourself would pay my mortgage before you pay your own. That would be considered crazy. So that's the very fact that our government believe, with all the issues and systemic disinvestment that's happening to all these communities throughout America, that you were in our face when, specifically Chicago, where black voters have voted for one party consistently and religiously, that party would not listen to the voters or the community to say, us first, we should be first, put us first. And the very notion that anyone would have the audacity to think that non-citizens should go before the black community and the most impoverished communities is asinine.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a slap in the face. So so that's the first part of this problem. The second problem is that you got the gangs that are coming in now. Trinidad de Agua is now fighting with the local gangs, and this is on top of an already problem right now. You got robbery that's up 12%, aggravated battery is up 13%, motor vehicle theft is up 43%, and you inviting them in to go against now the local gangs already in Chicago. Explain to us what's happening on the ground.
So let me just say this. We just heard about a vice president who said she specialized in locking up and arresting transnational gangs, while the very party that she's a part of, the policies with the sanctuary cities and the border crisis, she support. And now the influx of it which is oxymoronic at the same time. Now we have to fight transnational gangs and the influx of these men who we don't know where they come, what crimes they committed, and the violence that they've been involved with thus far. With that being said, we are on the front line every day, making sure that our communities are safe. And it's really not about the black community. This is just the beginning, because violence anywhere is violence everywhere. America should be afraid that this can happen in American cities, one of the biggest cities, one of the biggest tourist attracting cities in the country, that we can watch this happen all over the country and not be outraged. And this is the policies, sir. This is what I'm saying, Lawrence. It's the policies that has affected our community and has turned black people, black communities against the current administration.
You know, Tyrone, you hit it on the head. Just because they invited them into our communities to stay, took our resources in black America, that doesn't mean that the criminal element is not going to spread nationwide. And you've been on the front line of this. I look forward to having you back, Tyrone. Thank you so much.
5 more words.
Ex-cons are for Trump. I go to you for no particular reason, Tyrus.
What the hell are you booing for? I'm an expert on this. Please.
A former Chicago gang member who served time and reformed his life now runs a group called Ex-Cons for Trump. Says it'll be, quote, blacks against migrants as turf wars heat up between local gangs and illegal aliens flooding the South Side. What do you make of this?
Okay, well, I think we have to be fair. If you don't like endorsements from the IRS, you're probably going to be a big fan of endorsements from ex-cons. So I I think you kind of split the diff there.
Yes, that makes sense.
But the other side can't vote, so it's really not fair. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. Their point being, though, is solid. And it's not blacks against the migrants, it's everybody. Because they're not paying, they're not just going after a particular race or group. They want our way of life, they want our property, they want our money, they want our ideals. And for what we're seeing from a lot of the violence that's not being reported, they have this cover that a lot of people, especially people who have been arrested, been profiled, they're not getting they're getting treated worse than these illegal immigrants are.
Yeah.
And I think that's the issue is like, wait a minute, at least be fair, at least be across the board. We see the Venezuelan gangs take over apartment complexes and oh, no, we're not, that's not happening here.
Yeah.
Like that's driving people crazy in the cities like it's happening. All these things that are happening with boots on the ground, the media will just glaze over because it's not part of their mission.
Yeah.
So I think there's an outrage, and hopefully they can draw more attention to it because the last thing you want mad at you is a group of ex-cons.
Yes. You're popular among the ex-con community. You do a lot of work at the prisons.
Greg, I've spent a lot of time on the streets, mostly running charity fun runs. But I'll tell you what, our legacy street gangs are not immune to the rigors of inflation. In fact, in my neck of the woods, the local pimp's pimpmobile is a Kia. That's how bad things have gotten. So I understand why they're frustrated, because they're being squeezed just like everybody else. Because human trafficking of migrants is big business, not just for the government, but for hotels. I mean, there's a lot of money to be made and a lot of people getting squeezed on every which way.
Yeah, that is true. You know, you're seeing these hotels that are happy to take this money, you know, let people in, Guy. They're stealing jobs from American gangs.
Yes. No, it's like if you have to pick between two violent gangs, I'm going America first.
Yeah.
On this one. Right? That's the first time I've ever been USA chanted in my life, and it's like the best context ever.
Yeah.
And I want Trump, like Trump could probably run with this, right? At his rally, he'd be like, we love the big, beautiful American gangs. So much more than the others.
You got the red, and you got the blue. I'm white.
Yeah, our gang colors are red, white, and blue, damn it.
Yes, exactly. You know, Morgan, I started thinking about how you don't hear about the Bloods or the Crips anymore. Is that because they were already pushed out of California by the gangs coming from the South?
Maybe. But I do have a good job for them. Maybe they could be the border czar. Right? Put them down. I'm serious, though. Put them down. I was at the border a week ago. I was there last week. We have no operational control of our southern border. The cartels do. The Mexican cartels do. So maybe that's what we need, a little gang-on-gang action at the border. It can't get any worse.
No. Well, I don't know. I keep thinking it can't get any worse. And it does. Do you remember who predicted this? Some guy on an escalator said that this was going to be an issue coming up, and he was called racist by people.
Well, you always call somebody racist when you don't have an argument.
Yeah.
That's the new, I'm not qualified to have this debate with you, so I'm going to call you names to make myself feel better and everyone to agree with me.
Yeah, and then Chicago is getting rid of this, this technology, what is it called, shots?
ShotSpotter.
Yeah,
Shot
because it only
spotter.
saved 800 people last year.
Yes.
800 people are walking around alive today because the police were alerted. Here's the deal. You want to take away another tool that could help law enforcement that you spit on and you don't defund, you defund and you do all these things. And the one thing that is helping people, you have a problem with it because somebody might get, if you're on there, it goes off for guns, not color.
Yeah.
So if your hand is black and you have a gun, so what? You have your hand on the gun and you're committing a crime.
Yeah. Send the new gangs to Martha's Vineyard, I say. All right. Did I say that? Yes, I did.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.
Go up in flames. Go up in flames. All out. All out. audacity, audacity. Impoverished, impoverished. Asinine, asinine. Oxymoronic, oxymoronic. In my neck of the woods, in my neck of the woods.
If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to my channel to stay up to date with future videos. Thank you for watching.